So anyways, hey, good morning. It is the 1st of September. Very cool. You made it through the summer alive. Now it's time to get serious. We're no longer shooting at rabbits. We're going after big game. We have to get through the non-farm payrolls at the end of the week. Then we got a Fed meeting, and after that, it's the free and clear plan. So without further ado, let's go. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. It's always a good idea to stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hello, my name is Wayne McDonald. I'm a currency trader just like you. I just started 20 years ago, that's all. Before that, I was a venture capitalist. Before that, I worked in the nonprofit world with people like George Soros. And then before that, I tried to be an astronaut. And before that, I was a kid. That's pretty much it. So a lot of my business years have been in investing via venture capital or trading in Forex. That's it. I also docked the space shuttle at the International Space Station for NASA, paid by the government, but it was a simulation. I didn't actually go to space, but that's closer than most, right? So anyways, cool. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a subscriber. I appreciate you. I will do my best to answer your questions. How do you ask a question? You type it in the chat. Cool. So I will do my best to answer your technical questions, your fundamental questions, questions about trader psychology, all that kind of stuff. If you're a scammer, spammer, and lame-o, please check your negativity at the door. Treat each other with dignity and respect. This is my office. This is my profession. So treat it, please act. Please dress business casual. Thank you for all your efforts. This is a tough gig, isn't it? You'll find out that most of it is psychological once you know how to trade. I mean, the trading part's easy. Technical analysis is easy. Fundamentals, it takes a while. And then connecting the two is difficult for sure. But if you know you're a bull or a bear, it's pretty straightforward. If you're a bull, you buy a dip. What's the problem? Well, it's the psychology side of it is difficult. So I know that. I appreciate that. I empathize with your struggles because I struggle with the same things. So at least we can handle those struggles and deal with those struggles as a community together. So again, thank you for subscribing. If you need a broker, I'll solve that. Please visit tradersway.com. Open up a demo account today. These live streams do not cost you money, but they do come with an obligation, and that is to visit tradersway.com and open up a demo account. Why? Hey, they earn my loyalty and respect. It's pretty simple. At some point in your training, you'll say, you know what? I feel confident enough to trade real money, and you will need a relationship with a broker. And if they've earned your loyalty and respect, then moving over to a live account is not a problem. It's just a thing. It's a step, not a problem. Versus having to spend, weeks or months looking at brokers, testing brokers, trying brokers, and you're just wasting time. So do that now when you're still doing a demo account. So tradersway.com. Once you start trading on the demo, you'll find out the execution speed is faster than most. The swaps are bigger than most. The spreads are, the cost of you trading is very, very competitive. So, hey, that's a pretty good start. But the thing is, ultimately, you're going to want a broker you trust. So, yes, all that's good, but ultimately, hopefully they earn your loyalty and respect like they did for me. Tradersway.com. And here I am. Here I am. Why is this over here? Looks like everything's okay that way. Okay, good. Good. Is it just a little off for some reason? Don't really know. So this is just, I don't think I've touched this since yesterday. So I think I threw down this trade yesterday, right? I think we're having a discussion of buying a, so I accidentally just moved this, by the way. I did do that just before the webinar. So I think we were down here or something. But anyways, where's my drawing tool? Where's my drawing tool? I guess I have to end the poll as well. I'll do that in a second. Did it come up? Yes, it did come up. All right. So yesterday we were talking about like how do you buy? How do you do a trade like this? Right? Somebody asked some sort of question like how do you I'm like, you just buy it. Boom, done. That's how you do it. And I might have had the stop down here, stop somewhere, but I accidentally I logged in and I moved this to break even. Then I'm like, wait, this is an example trade. So I tried to put it back. So I don't recall where it was, but lower than this for sure anyways. So that was an example of, you know, someone said, well, that's great, but at what point do you buy it? I'm like, oh, you just buy it now. Boom. And then remember, I had the EA on it. So I think I did a 33.99 OCO. I didn't touch the limit, so we can figure that out. If it was a 33.99, let's do this. So yeah, that's only 28. So it would have been here. Okay, and what is this? No, that's only 50 away, right? So this would have been a 25.50 OCO. There you go. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, okay, that was about right. Okay, that was about right. So anyways, I threw that down. That was just the standard setup. The default setup for the OCO is 25.50 OCO. And so someone said, how do you do it? Well, you buy that. And there you go. Cool. So let me end the poll. Besides Forex, what are you most interested in trading / investing? Okay. Most people say gold. Only 24% of respondents, and that's 85 votes. That's statistically relevant. That's a deep enough data set. And only 24% are interested in crypto. I find that fascinating. I'm surprised it's not 70%. So that's why I ask questions. It's interesting. Really? I would think a currency trader has an unfair advantage over someone that just got sucked into, trading crap on their Robinhood account, right? So I think that's interesting. Yeah, but looks like currency traders are they're like, it's not real. Okay, that's an interesting psychology. I remember when I was studying for my Series 3, I took a class in San Francisco in the finance district. And there was a young guy that was just hired, like literally, I think we started on a Monday. He was hired on a Friday at a bank, and he was going to be a trader. And he was about my age, so we spoke at one of the breaks. And he's like, yeah, they hired me, Friday afternoon. So they said, you're going to take the Series 3 on Wednesday, take this class, knock it out, move on, which I thought was interesting because I couldn't just do that. That's a difficult exam. You can't just show up, take a class, read a book for a couple of hours and knock it out. But he had to work on top of that, right? So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So I'm like, so he said, so what do you trade? And I'm like, oh, I'm a currency guy. What do you trade? He's like, we'll trade anything as long as somebody's on the other side. We just don't care. You want to trade oil? Oh, we'll do that. You want to trade gold? Yeah, we'll do that. How about, yeah, we'll do that. Well, yeah, we'll do that. Just anything. Okay, which is kind of interesting. So it's interesting that it looks like many of us in our community say, hey, we're currency traders, we're not cryptocurrency traders. I'm like, oh, interesting. It's just another asset class, right? E-Wild said ADP used to be reported on Thursday. No. Well, not in the last 20 years anyways. It's only reported on Thursdays if Monday is a holiday. Okay. CMF says, what's an OCO? That's a one cancels the other order. So it's this stop and this limit. That's done the way I did that particular way. Instead of putting a stop and a limit manually, I use an OCO, which is a type of an order where you place the stop and the close, and they're related to each other. It's called a parent and child relationship. And so if I hit this limit order, the limit order will take the working order out of the market. But then you still have this order sitting around doing nothing. So the OCO says one cancels the other. So this will offset that. Okay, so I'm long, obviously. And so the broker will offset by selling. So now that takes that out. But this OCO, one cancels other, will then also cancel that. And it takes out both orders. Okay, so I got my I got my market order and two working orders. And the working orders are related. So if this comes down and knocks me out for a loss, the broker executes a buy order, which offsets, right? No, sorry, a sell order to offset my long. So now I'm out. So either way, a broker is going to sell here or a broker is going to sell here. This is why we get price action. So if I get stopped out, the broker will sell. If I get limited out, the broker will sell. Either way, the broker will sell on my behalf, which would offset the open position, but then the one that isn't touched will need to be canceled. Okay? Okay, that's what that is. Cool. And I did a little interview where I explained that on Bloomberg television. So maybe look for that. All right, so anyways, I'm going to move my stop to break even. And the reason for that is the higher high. Okay, that's how I teach you. I can also do this if I want. I typically do that after the next one, but okay. But anyways, you get it? Cool, right? So the reason I did that is a lot of people struggle because they're looking for like a really crazy confluence of events to get you long versus you just getting long. I think many of you overthink or you trade scared. When you know this, you understand that, but for some reason you can't trade it. So that's why I'm trying to show you, even though that's not a good trade, and I believe I said that when I took it, at least I'm in. Okay? And I have a predefined stop. Dude, negative 25, I can do that all day with my eyes closed. Yeah, Ben, and I think we talked about that a while ago too, huh? Maybe last year. Yeah, Lucas says, yeah, you wait for a series of events that get you in up here, and then this pullback knocks you out because you're scared, and you're thinking double top and all this nonsense, and you just... So I would, like, in fact, I haven't mentored anybody in years now, but one of the things I used to do almost right off the bat is just see see how good your trade plans are, and that is to force you into trades. I'm not looking to see how good your entry is. I just want you in the damn trade. Right? And so I give you certain rules of engagement for you to follow, and then I can go back and analyze to see, because a lot of people are doing this, and that's their problem. And I can figure that out pretty quickly. I just have to have you follow some rules of engagement, and then I can go back and analyze and say, well, 72.3% of your trades are crap. Like, you never had a chance. Like, you were just doing the wrong thing. Like, just, I don't know, what the hell were you thinking, right? Kind of stuff. But that's not most people's problem. Most people's problem is they get the trend right, but they can't trade it. So I can figure that out and then tailor make a solution for you based on your trading behavior, right? But I've seen it a million times where this is an uptrend, you want to buy a dip, and you don't do it. Okay, so there's ways to deal with that. So one way is I was just showing you, how do you do it? Oh, you just buy it off that. And let the trend take care of it. Now that's lazy. Like you still have to have good risk management and all that kind of stuff. But the trend will save you. Okay, the trend will save you. So anyways, that was an example. Taking a look at pig. Pig's been slower, hasn't it? I don't know if you guys have been trading it, but since this collapse here, it's been a bit of a dog with fleas, but it looks like it's catching up now. If I back out a little bit, you'll see that that's generally pretty good. Okay, I think we're generally still doing this. But it's hard when your trend goes higher high, higher low, higher high, either a lower low or 100% retracement, because now that sets us up for resistance up here and resistance here. Okay, and that complicates things, because even a bull has to acknowledge that 100% pullback is statistically important, right? Moreno's like, yeah, pound dollar is slower, but what this is saying is not necessarily slower, but the probability of this particular pair staying in range or even coming down to this is high. It's just waiting for dollar strength. That's like, again, that's not my opinion. That's what the technical analysis says. Because we know a strong trend is higher highs and higher lows, right? So that's where you're bullish and aggressive. But how do you deal with something that does this? What's the difference? Well, this is more likely to do that, and this is more likely to do that. Okay? The probabilities are quite different. And what I'm measuring, I'll measure in blue. Okay, think of this as Fibonacci now. This is a 50%. This is a 382. This is a 618. The difference now is this is 100% retracement. A hundo P, man. Hundo P. Okay, that's a huge red flag. The Fibonacci retracement, boom, that's sweet spot. Okay. Cool. Okay. So anyways, so I would skip that as a bull. There's a lot of reasons why I'd skip that. Like, look at below the daily. And there, so anyways, I'm not really interested in that one. Okay. Euro dollar. Okay. Simple enough. Okay. Here's the Asia fade. Great. That's it. So if you join FX Bootcamp, that's a plug, by the way. The link is in the description below. And if you type in COVID-19, you save some money. A lot of money, a pretty reasonable amount of money. Okay. Okay. Which means it used to cost something like $2,000. I don't remember. It used to cost $2,000. You type that code in, it drops it from $500 down to $382 or something like that. So instead of $2,000, it's $382. You don't have that? I mean, I can't help. But the shameless plug is, if you had taken the day trading course, you would be in this and you'd be in that. You would be in this and you'd be in that. You'd be in this, and this is where it's at. Okay? Okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, those are weekly swings. Let's do the day trading. Sorry, I thought that was day trading. That would be weekly swings, so that's last week. And remember, I was on this. I made a couple hundred pips, I think it was. But now let's go to day trading and see how you thread this needle. And just looking back the last few days, obviously this is a buy. This is a buy. Didn't even get the pivot, but it's a roll reversal. And same thing here, roll reversal. Okay. And what I would be doing now if I were me is I'd be planning on buying a dip at 1842. So I think it's going to do probably something like this tomorrow. But the closer we get to non-farm payrolls, the more I probably want to back off. Okay. But think of it, guys. You're not buying it at the 21. You're not buying it at the 21. You're not buying it at the 21. Why? I want you to think about that. I'm not being an asshole, because I got my Don't Be an Asshole cup today. Okay? Me and the Jonas Brothers. Which one? I don't know. Like, why? Why don't you do that? Like, it's a big question. I'm not being facetious. I would sit there with a cup of coffee and a cigar and think, like, why don't I do that? What is it that I'm missing? Like Ben says, well, maybe I trade scared. Well, good. You need to recognize what the challenge is if you're going to improve. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself, in my humble opinion. Maybe you don't work this way, but like when I wrote a book on how I learned how to trade Forex, I said in the beginning I sucked. And then I traded for another 6 months, every single day, 12 hours a day. I worked really hard, even though I was a full-time venture capitalist. I'd wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, put some hours in, shit, shower and shave, jump in the car, drive to San Francisco, run to my office. Meanwhile, watching the markets on my phone. And this is way before even smartphones. Right? And then I'd trade at night and stuff. And you know what happened after that? I just sucked less. I went from sucking to sucking less. I never said I was a good trader from the beginning, but I had to be brutally honest. You have to be brutally honest. So I would pick one of 27 ways I didn't, right? I'd create a list of 27 ways I sucked and said, well, let's start at number 1. Oh, I suck at something like, what direction is the market going? Well, let's work on that for 6 weeks. Okay, now I'm better at that. Number 2. Oh, I have no idea what's going to happen today. I have no idea. Is it going to go up, down, both? I have no idea. Well, let's work on that. Okay? Years later, I sucked a lot less. I was pretty good at figuring out market. I was pretty good at figuring out price. And I pushed myself to get better, very, very focused things. So honestly, I would say, look, if I've prepped you that this is going to go up and you knew 6 months ago that at this time it was going to go up, you already knew the future. So now you have the future. You were given the crystal ball that shows you the future. So you know this is going to go up starting the 3rd week of August. Great. So now you're going to be filthy stinking rich, right? You already know the future. No. Okay. Then the second thing is, well, you know price action, you know how to use moving averages, you know how to use pivot points and all that kind of stuff. So you're buying at the 21, right? You're like, no. Oh, but you know how to do pivot points. So you're buying down here, and then you bought down here, and you tried to buy it here, but you couldn't, but you bought this one here, and you bought this one here, right? No, I didn't. Okay, then you need to have a serious conversation with yourself. Don't you think? 2 weeks ago, I had a conversation with my swing trading group. I'm like, this is no longer training. There's no more fun. You have to go to work. You need to do it. You have to do it. I'm like, it's not about being ready anymore. You have to act. You have to act. You have to act. You have to be the trader you've been training to be. And it's one of these things like, dude, you got to be, are you doing it? And if not, have a serious conversation with yourself before you find yourself in December, right? And you're driving a yellow Hyundai. You're like, wait, this ain't no Lambo. Okay? Look at this, guys. 3rd week of August. I mean, come on. Get in the game is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying this angry and I'm not belittling. I'm emphasizing the importance of being cognizant of the reality. Don't let this get by you. Okay? Okay. Fundamental tips on trading gold. Yeah, I could probably do that. Let me look this up quickly. YouTube.com Forex.Today. How do you search this thing? Here we go. How to trade gold. How to trade gold. Hey, good morning. Hey, I know it's a weird time. We don't do webinars at 7 o'clock in the morning. But at 1 o'clock in the morning, I was sitting outside smoking a cigar. Yeah, all right. Sounds like me. All right. So there you go. If you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out my hook while my DJ revolves it. Wait, that's not your DJ. That's Queen. No, it's not. It's way different. It's way different. Queen goes dan 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 dan. We go dan 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 dan. It's a half beat off. It's way different. Anyways. Cool. So look, making money, honey. Making money, honey. Okay? Making money, honey. Glorious, glorious. Glorious, huh? Let's see. How do you trade? Oh, like that. Okay. Okay. I'm very pro Canadian dollar. I just need this USD to weaken. Okay. So that's good. That's great. I'm really excited for next week, and I'm very excited for the Fed meeting. So Aussie, we did Kiwi. Kiwi's been Kiwi. Let's see. How do we trade Kiwi? Buy it here. Buy it here. Oh, missed that one. And check it out. This is tomorrow's trade plan. Okay? If you buy it now, it's tomorrow's trade plan. So you'll be done by tomorrow. And what you'll probably see is you'll be profitable, and then it'll fart around in Asia, and then London will take it north. So you can buy it now and just go away, or you can come back in Asia and buy the dip. Okay? And I've been doing both recently, so sometimes I buy it in New York, sometimes I buy it in Shanghai. Okay. Wayne, do you think it's smart to wait for NFP? you should day trade into your swing trade and swing trade into your position trade. Okay. Should you be cautious of NFP? Yes. Should you know it's a risk event? Yeah. So if you can't get your stop to break even before NFP, then you probably got a problem. Okay. But typically, like if you got 10 trades open with 100 pips each, the big thing is, do you move everything to break even, or is everything already at break even? And how much conviction do you have for NFP not being terrible? Okay. If NFP is reasonable, then the trend should exist or continue, right? And if it's game on, right, suddenly you'll have 200 pips each. Not really. You'll have 150 pips each. If it's shocking, then yeah, we get the giant September double bottom. And remember, I've prepared you. Some Septembers open down because of the Fed meeting and then rally up. So if this happens after non-farm payrolls, you should probably consider taking profit. If it continues up after non-farm payrolls, that's very hopeful. It means the market is already trading what they think the Fed is going to tell us, and then the Fed's going to tell us what we thought they were, and it just continues. And so you have a big SEP to the up, or you have a big retracement, okay, and then October is up. Now remember, I don't actually know, okay? But my crystal ball tells me there's two scenarios. This goes up and I make money, or it comes down, I get out, and then it will resume in the fourth quarter, and I will be long again. And my alpha is to say, I want to skip all of this. I don't like that none. Okay. What number would be reasonable? Not 300. Not 200. Not 100. Okay. If it comes out 628, good enough. 742, good enough. 819, that's fine. 977, that's great. Okay. Great doesn't matter, really. Okay. That's not, remember, this non-farm payrolls, like all individual non-farm payrolls, is only news. News is not fundamentals. And most people don't understand what they're doing. And they, even gurus, by the way, and they get caught up like, oh, look at that number. That's bad number. So I'm going to do this. That's not actually how the market works. So you got to be really careful. I mean, that's sort of like the fool's understanding of a good number is good and a bad number is bad. That's not the case at all. Okay. For example, people buy bonds when interest rates are falling. Okay. People buy real estate when prices are rising, not falling. So most people get things backwards. Like, wait, no, prices are falling, so people would buy. No, they don't buy because prices are falling. They only buy on the way up. So it's behavioral finance is the next step for most people's learning. Okay, now let's zip over and do some commodities. Those are quite a few dollar pairs. That's good enough. And oil still hasn't done anything. That's good. That's good. That's fine. The question is if you're going to buy it off the 21, but I have this range bound. So I'm not, if anything, there are sellers above us and not necessarily buyers below us. So I'm just going to leave it be. Okay. Okay, let's go back in history on gold. First plan A worked out really nice. So did plan B. If you did one or the other, you made money. If you didn't trade it, you didn't trade it. So you didn't lose money. So there's 3 for 3, right? Now, going back to yesterday, look, plan A. Oh, it worked wonderful. Yay. Okay. To me, that's exactly the same as the Aussie USD trade. Exactly the same. Okay. Because we had a higher high. So the Wayne predicted a higher low. Wow. Crazy. Okay. And then this was our discussion of where would a bear sell. Okay. And that's targeting here. But remember, my plan B was to buy down here. Okay. This isn't me predicting a sell. This is me saying, plan A, I'm a buyer. I'm a bull on gold. You guys know that. So there is no sell for me. So plan A is buy it here. Plan B is down here. And that's what this is. Okay. So again, as a bull, what does a bull do? Buys low at support. Support A, support B. There is no other option. Hang on, I got a crane operator. Wait, no. I have an excavator coming to my house. I have a crane operator coming to my house. Crazy. And then there's a third crew coming on Friday. It's nutso. Anyways, yeah, so check that out, huh? So that's it. Plan A, plan B. That's there you go. Okay? Okay? Coolio. And so oil, gold, and Bitcoin. Stuck in the mud? I think yesterday, the only thing I said is this is where bears would sell and this is where bulls would buy. And a bull is trying for this. I think that's all I said. So maybe it came down and you bought it. Great. That really pissed off the bears because they sold it. So now as a bull, you should say, well, you're already long. You can't buy it here. Why can't you buy it at 48? Because a bear is going to sell it at 48. If there's no bears, some other idiot's going to buy it at resistance. Okay, great. Buy the dip after that. But let the fool do it. Okay? Professional buys it here. A fool buys it there. Mama didn't raise no fool. Commodities done. That was gold, oil, Bitcoin. Nice. Let's do some yen-yens. Loving the yen-yens. Okay. Let's see. How do you trade? Oh my God. You buy that. Look, a 382 off the central pivot. Nice. How about, oh my God, buy it there. That's nice. How about front run it there? That's nice. How about buy it there? That's nice. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Oh my gosh. Look, I drew it for you. You're welcome. Boom. That's it. Done. So, if you like all of that, join FX Bootcamp. Join the team. Come on. What happens is you go to FX Bootcamp, you put some money in, and then it says, hey, now you have, 45, 50 hours worth of training videos. Do you want to join the live group as well? It's $99 a month. You're like, yeah, that sounds good. You're in. That's it. Let's get going. Do not miss the next 4 months. The next 4 months of trading are going to be worth more than the last 4 months. I'm telling you, this is key. This is like, dude, I predicted this 6 months ago. Like, you're missing it. Don't miss it. Please don't miss it. Come on, please. Come on the journey with us, man. There's dozens and dozens of us, right? Book is like, that's all hindsight. No, dude. We planned it here and we planned it here and we planned it here. It's not. Look, buy the dip in here. There's the next trade plan. The swing trading group gets together on Thursdays and sets all these things up. It's not hindsight. Like, gee whiz, look at third week. Like, dude, this is months in preparation. This is me in here giving speeches. It's coming. Get ready. You got to be RWA. This is the time. You need to be serious. Don't miss it. And then we meet again like, oh my God, it's happening. And then we set this up. I'm like, come on, man. Like, it's a very collaborative, supportive group. But I'm also getting in there like, dude, get in the game. It's not hindsight, Boca. It's not. Okay? So yes, Boca's like, wait. So we should be doing this? Yes. Oops. Look, Boca. How could that not be relevant? Okay, already did oil. I'm just showing you guys like you're well prepared. My key message to you now is don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. If you need more support, if you need more training, that's what FX Bootcamp is about. Okay? But please don't let this go by. I see it all the time. People watch it go by for 4 months, and then when it's way too late, then they start trading, and it works for a while because they're late, and then it doesn't work, and they don't know it's changed, and I'll be there when it's changing, and then they give it back, and then they give up, and that breaks their spirit, or it takes another year. There are many people here, many people in this chat that were well prepared a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago and didn't trade it, and it takes another year. And then they're like, okay, now I'm not going to miss it this next year, right? Like, it literally takes that long to start building the confidence and all that kind of stuff. Don't let another year go by. This is prime time trading for Forex traders. It's not the only time, but it's prime time. Okay? So it's not a good time to be like figuring things out. I wonder what I do here, and wonder about that, and I wonder about the fundamentals, and what about the Fed meeting? Like, that's what summer was about. I implored you over the summer to spend the time there training. But now is now. Okay? Now is now. It's not the time for training. You should already have your sword sharpened. Okay? So it's my plea. Don't let this go. If you need help, there's resources. Okay? That's that. Cool. So, yeah. So to answer the question, yeah, is that going to be important? Of course, look at it. Now, do I know if it'll do this or not? No, I don't. So that's why you need to know, are you a bull or a bear? Because right now, you need the confidence to buy the dip. Is it because of a pivot point? I don't really care about the pivot point. Is it because it's used to be support, and then it was resistance, and then it was resistance, and then it was resistance? Could it possibly be support now? Yeah. There's some decent probability at the midpoint cycle level of 150, 150. Yeah. Pretty reasonable. Is it worth the risk? Many people think so. So when I do statistical analysis of the price action, it says, well, it should go to 153. So would you buy it at 151 if you thought it was going to 153? Okay, so it's 150, 150-ish. So would you buy it down there if you thought it was going to go to 153? And would you put a 100 pip stop on it? A 50 pip stop? How much would you risk to be in that trade? Okay? Some of you guys say, I would risk 13 pips. Oh, look at that. Okay? Gone. So you're like, well, Wayne, I can't have a 50 pip stop. Dude, 50 pips on pound yen is nothing. You could sneeze and lose 50 pips. All right. So how about 99? How wrong do you have to be to lose 100 pips? Well, you buy it here and it comes all the way down to here. That's 100% retracement, and you probably want to get out. Okay, cool. But what's the likelihood it does this? That's pretty good too. So you want to be in it. The thing is, are you a buyer? Okay. So now you get it off the 4 hour. Okay. And yeah, you might have missed it. Right? I'm looking at this, for example. Now I'm getting very specific, right? On this smaller time frame. Yeah. Yeah. You might have missed it. Tomorrow, you already threw away Wednesday. Or is it Wednesday today? Is it Wednesday today or Tuesday? I honestly don't. Oh my God, it's Wednesday. I swear to God, I had no idea what day it was. That's interesting. I think even in the title I put Tuesday. Wow. That's a Forex trader's problem, right? I mean, I never know what time zone I'm in. So that's the problem with me trading Asia all the time, right? I wake up, I trade in Asia and I'll wake up in New York and I'm like, so yesterday was today and so what's today? Anyways, so we're trading Thursday and you may have already missed it. So is that hindsight? Is that hindsight? No, look, higher high, higher low, at support at a midpoint psych level on tomorrow's pivot. Like, that's what you should be doing. Now, then you'll say, well, Wayne, how do you know it's not going to like double top up here and make a lower low? I don't. That's why I use a stop loss. But you know you're going to get challenged now. And this is why a lot of traders log into New York and they're like, so what's going on? Some sell here, some buy here, and everybody loses money and then it goes, okay. Okay, so I don't know the future, but I know what I want to do. And I know if it drops down here, I probably don't want to be bullish. I might want to take a break. And I'll blame things like non-farm payroll, loss of volatility. So that event risk might take bulls out of the market. I might blame the Fed. Same thing. I'll say, oh, well, this is definitely going to go up, but people are worried about the risk of the Fed meeting and all that kind of stuff. And the bond, and then I might blame the bond yields and all that kind of stuff. And I say, well, that just gives me permission to wait. So if it's going up, I'm buying. If it's coming down, I'm doing nothing. I'm waiting. Cool. Okay. See, okay. But if you're missing this, you have a giant gaping hole in your trading. Okay. And typically I think what happens is people are like, should I be a bull? Should I be a bull? Should I be a bull? Oh, I'll buy it up here. Oh my God, it's turned bearish. And then you're out and then you sell and then it goes up. And now you're like, oh, no, I guess I'll be a bull. And then you're up here and then it comes back down. And you're like, but you're not saying things like, if I were a bull, where would I buy it? This is very logical for about 3-4 reasons. Very logical. If you were a bear, where would you sell it? Oh, I would sell a double top at the New York Open, just shy of 152. Okay. Would you guys agree with these things? If you were a bear, would you be doing that kind of stuff? A bear's like, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. The real bodies look interesting. Okay. And there's a psych level up there. 52 looks interesting. Okay. I'm not even looking at bearish pivots and all that kind of stuff. I'm just looking at price. This is just price, not even market. Okay. But that's the part you have to learn. You have to know where bulls are going to buy and where bears are going to sell. Okay? Because that way you can get your entries, but also you can start figuring out your stops. Managing your risk is just as important, if not more important, than your entries. Right? If you're a bear, that's a pretty easy entry. If you're a bull, that's a pretty easy entry. That's not the challenge. Okay? The challenge is risk management and trader psychology. Those are the challenges. So if your challenge is you don't know where to buy or sell, you should stop trading altogether and maybe go into training. Okay? If you don't know that, don't get all confident about what I just said, like the next 4 months are going to be amazing. No, the next 4 months you're probably going to get lucky or unlucky. So it's all irrelevant. You should just don't worry about it. Catch it next year when you know what's going on. And spend the next 1 year training. There's a reason why you go to boot camp first before they send you into active combat. Okay? Like in Vietnam, you'd go to boot camp first, then they send you to the jungles of Vietnam, and since you just completed boot camp, you'd probably die in the first week instead of the first day. And if you got through the first week, oh my gosh, you might get through the first month. You even get through the first month, nobody can kill you. You're untouchable. Okay? So spend some time learning what to do. And that's that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. My name is Wayne McDonald, and this is your wake-up call. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. Think about it. It's September 1st. I don't even know what day of the week it is, but that's because I'm working hard and I'm hustling. I'm trading in the day, I'm trading in the night, I'm trading in the afternoon. Okay? It's got my full undivided attention, and I hope it has yours too. And if you need help, there's FX Bootcamp. There's my live group. Okay? So that's that. There is help. There is guidance. There is support. There is a community. My goodness, the community is epically good. The support is unbelievable. Okay? I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about all the other members. Okay? You're gonna join because you need help, but you're gonna stay because you're getting help. And look, if you need a broker, tradersway.com. Open up a demo account. That's important. You're going to need important things like getting paid your swap. It's important, man. Okay? Most brokers don't do that. I mean, right there, you can see if your broker is paying you a full swap or charging you. Tradersway.com. See you tomorrow, guys. Cheers.